Hello, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really getting into an unforgettable 7-day Rajasthan tour itinerary. It's all about the land of kings, deserts, incredible heritage.
hmm
And our mission, as always, is to pull out those key nuggets of knowledge, those insights from this royal journey so you can really understand it.
Exactly. And this is more than just looking at a travel plan, right? It's
Right.
about how this kind of trip lets you dive deep into the culture, the history. I mean, it's a whole way of life there.
A true deep dive, then.
Absolutely. It's a look into a really vibrant region through, well, a pretty well thought out experience.
Okay, let's kick things off. Day one, you arrive in Jaipur, the capital, right? The famous pink city.
That's the one.
So you get settled in and then it's straight into the history. What makes Jaipur such an iconic starting point? What did our sources say?
Well, one key thing that comes up is just how visually unique Jaipur is, that whole pink city name.
Yeah.
It actually dates back to 1876.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Maharaja Sawai Ram Singh II, he had the whole city painted this terracotta pink color. It was to welcome the Prince of Wales.
Wow.
And that color, it symbolizes hospitality. So right from the start, you get this feeling of a grand welcome, this rich tradition. It sets the tone perfectly.
That's fascinating. And day one in Jaipur sounds pretty packed. You've got the city palace, the Jantar Mantar, that astronomical
Yeah,
wonder,
incredible place.
and of course a photo stop at the Hawa Mahal. You have to do that, right?
Absolutely, it's iconic.
And then, to wrap up the day, an authentic Rajasthani meal at Chokidani. The sources call it a cultural village experience.
Yeah, it really is. And, Jantar Mantar, it's not just a bunch of old instruments. The sources really emphasize it as this uh, amazing testament to ancient Indian astronomy
Right.
built back in the 18th century. It could measure time, track stars, even predict eclipses. I mean, incredibly accurately for its time. Just shows the scientific sophistication. And Chokidani, like you said, it's this lively, interactive village. You get the folk dances, puppet shows, camel rides, the traditional food. It's like a little taste of rural Rajasthan right near the city.
Sounds like a brilliant mix of history and living culture on day one. Okay, day two, still in Jaipur, and now the focus shifts to the forts.
That's right, the Grand Forts.
You start with Amber Fort, and there's that unique choice, right? Ride up on an elephant or take a jeep.
Yep, that's the classic Amber experience. Adds a bit of adventure.
So what about the significance of these forts? What insights did we find?
Well, if you dig a bit deeper, I mean, just the sheer size of these places tells you a lot about how important they were strategically.
Mm.
After Amber, you'd visit Jaigarh Fort.
Okay.
And our research points to its cannon, the Jaivana. It wasn't just big. It was supposedly the world's largest wheeled cannon back then.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And the story goes it was only test fired once. Apparently, the recoil was so immense it actually created a depression in the ground.
No way.
Yeah, it really speaks volumes about their defensive power, their engineering skills back then.
Incredible. So from Jaigarh, you mentioned moving to Jal Mahal for lakeside views?
Exactly. It's quite serene, that palace seemingly floating on the water. A nice contrast.
And then in the evening, it's about local culture, strolling through the bazaars.
Mm-hmm. Bapu Bazaar, Johari Bazaar. Great
Yeah.
places for handicrafts, bangles, those beautiful block-printed fabrics Rajasthan is famous for.
Right. Get some souvenirs.
Definitely. And for sunset, a Hargar Fort. The panoramic views of the city from up there. They're supposed to be absolutely breathtaking. Really something to see.
Sounds like a perfect end to the Jaipur leg. Okay, day three. Now we're moving on. Heading to Jodhpur, the blue city.
Correct. It's about a 6-hour drive, or you can take the train. Pretty scenic journey either way.
And Jodhpur, that distinct blue color. Our sources really highlight that visual shift from Jaipur's pink. What's the story behind the blue?
That's a great question, and there are actually a few theories. Some sources say it started as a way to mark the homes of Brahmins, the priestly caste.
Ah, okay.
Others suggest the blue, which came from indigo,
Yeah.
helped keep the houses cooler in that desert heat. Maybe even kept mosquitoes away.
Interesting. Practical reasons, too.
Could be. Whatever the main reason, it definitely hits you visually. That immediate shift from pink to blue really signals you're in a different part of Rajasthan, a new chapter.
Makes sense. So after checking in on day three, the itinerary suggests a relaxed evening, exploring the clock tower market, spice bazaars.
Yeah, just easing into Jodhpur. The clock tower area is really vibrant, lots of energy, and those spice smells.
I can imagine. And it mentions dinner at a rooftop cafe with views of Marangar Fort.
Yes, it's a must-do, apparently. Seeing the fort all lit up at night from a rooftop. That sounds pretty special.
Definitely. Okay, so that leads us into day 4, all about Jodhpur's heritage. And the main event seems to be the fort itself, Marangor Fort.
Absolutely. It's massive, dominates the skyline. You explore the museums inside, the courtyards, the cannon points looking out over the blue city.
It sounds impressive.
It really is. And what's important to grasp here, I think, is how these different sites connect.
Yeah.
You have the mighty fort for defense,
Right. Yeah.
then the peaceful Jaswanpada nearby, and the Umaid Pawan Palace, which is still partly a royal home. Together, they give you this rounded picture of royal life and legacy.
So Marangar isn't just a relic.
Well, not at all. It's essentially a living museum. It's
Yeah.
been built up and changed over 500 years. Shows how the rulers adapted, from pure defense to diplomacy, art patronage. It's all there.
That's a great perspective. So after the fort, you mentioned Jaswantara, a marble cenotaph.
Yes, very serene, beautiful white marble structure, a memorial. Quite peaceful after the bustling fort.
And Umaid Pawan Palace, part museum, part royal residence.
Exactly. You can visit parts of it, see the museum. It's one of the world's largest private residences, actually.
Wow. And there's an optional extra, too, a Bishnoi village safari.
Yeah. For anyone wanting a glimpse of rural Rajasthan, the Bishnoi community is known for its reverence for nature. You might spot black bucks, see traditional village life. It connects the city exploration to the surrounding environment.
Nice option to have. Okay, day 5. This sounds like a highlight based on our sources, a really scenic drive towards Udaipur.
Definitely described as one of the best drives. But the key thing about day 5 isn't just the drive itself. It's the stop along the way.
Ah, right. What's the major stop?
This road takes you through some amazing architectural sites. The big one is the Ranakpur Jain temples.
Okay, I've heard of those, famous for pillars.
Incredibly famous. We're talking 1,444 marble pillars. And the sources stress that every single one is carved differently.
Seriously, 1,444 unique pillars.
Apparently so. Dating back to the 15th century, the level of intricate detail, the craftsmanship, it's just, mind-blowing. A real testament to devotion and artistry.
That sounds like a must-see. Okay, so after Ranakpur, you finally arrive in Udaipur, the city of lakes.
That's right. And the suggestion for the evening is just to relax by Lake Pichola. Maybe have a nice dinner somewhere overlooking the water like Ambre Ghat. Soak it all in.
Sounds lovely, romantic even.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Udaipur has that reputation.
Which brings us to day 6, exploring Udaipur's regal charm, starting with the city palace.
Yes, the majestic city palace complex. It's known for its mirrored walls, vintage galleries, pure royal opulence.
What makes this palace stand out, according to our sources? Architecturally, maybe?
Well, it really blends that royal grandeur with a kind of spiritual peace, especially with its lake setting. What's unique is that it was built over like 400 years by many different rulers.
know.
But somehow it still looks remarkably uniform in design. It's this amazing mix of styles that just works. And it's the biggest palace complex in Rajasthan. Plus, being right on Lake Pichola, the reflections, it just adds this sort of ethereal quality. It really captures that blend of the royal and the reflected in the culture.
That sounds beautiful. So after the palace, a stroll around Jagdish Temple, and maybe some more shopping at Hathipol Bazaar.
Mm-hmm. Jagdish Temple is right near the palace entrance, very ornate. And yeah, Hathipol is known for folk arts and miniature paintings, more local treasures.
And then the classic Udaipur experience, a boat ride on Lake Pichola.
Absolutely essential. You glide past the famous Lake Palace Hotel, Jagmandir Island Palace. It gives you such a different perspective of the city, seeing it from the water. Really stunning.
Perfect afternoon activity. And how does the day end?
With culture. A traditional dance show at Bogor Ki Haveli. It's an old mansion right on the waterfront, and the evening show is meant to be really vibrant. A great way to soak in the local performing arts.
Okay, so that's the core of the 7 days. Let's connect this back. What does this whole deep dive mean for you, the listener?
Well, I think this itinerary, it's more than just a holiday plan.
Right.
It's like a curated shortcut to really understanding Rajasthan's diversity, its history, its living culture. You're experiencing the forts, the markets, the lakes, the traditions. It all weaves together. It gives you context, not just sights.
So you're not just seeing things, you're getting a feel for the place.
Exactly. We hope you reflect on those different sides you see, the royal history, the local life today. How does seeing it all laid out like this maybe reshape how you think about Indian history or culture? It's not just about the past. You really feel the continuity, the vibrancy that's still there.
That's a great takeaway. And with that, our detailed look at this royal 7-day journey wraps up. Day 7 is basically departure day, right? From Udaipur or maybe heading back to Jaipur.
Yep, it offers that flexibility depending on your travel plans onwards.
So a final thought from you for our listeners, something to chew on.
Well, think about this. This 7-day trip covers some incredible highlights, no doubt. But Rajasthan is vast. What other gems, maybe lesser-known places or cultural experiences, might you find if you went further?
Like where?
Maybe places like Mount Abu, the hill station, or the spiritual town of Pushkar, or even deeper into the desert to Jaisalmer. What other layers of history, what other traditions are still out there in this amazing region, just waiting to be explored?
Food for thought indeed. Something for you to consider for your own royal journey, perhaps. Thank you for joining us on this immersive deep dive across Rajasthan. We hope it sparked some inspiration.